The
Aliens has aged so well.
I said I haven't watched
Aliens? Because Alien versus Aliens.
You haven't even seen Aliens.
You haven't seen Aliens?
I've seen Alien.
No, I kept trying to get him to see it, but he hasn't seen it yet.
There's so
I'm
much
gonna
stuff
saw
to
your
watch.
feet off.
We just discovered somebody hasn't watched Ghibli films.
I've known that for a long time.
This
I'm
is
constantly disappointed in her.
This is news to you, and this is just her too.
This is a new level of pain.
Oh. Editor Jake here. Before we start the episode, I want to let you know that Alena, we call her Geoffrey in the episode, is now going by Alena. It is outdated. It is an unfortunately older recording. It has taken a lot of work to do this episode, but she has given us permission to use what she was called in the past. So Alena is absolutely now. So if you get to see her anywhere else, do call her Alena. Thanks for watching, and back to the episode. Well, the audio seemed fine, so we're totally good.
We're good to go.
We're
ready
coach.
to rumble.
We're in, coach.
Ready to make those
Put me in,
slam
coach.
dunky thingies.
Are we playing basketball now?
Dad, can you even slam dunk?
Yeah, watch me.
New video idea.
No, I can't.
You gotta get different sized basketball hoops.
Yes.
And you have to dunk in all of them.
Yeah, the challenge to see how far, like, tyke level to actual, like, basketball level.
To full, like,
Oh, yeah.
Gamer.
Olympic diver height.
Gotta go off a diving board, you're like, ah!
You have to dive through the hoop.
Why is it that Olympic
I don't
sport?
think my
already?
hips will fit through it.
You just gotta
That we need
grease
to
up.
make. Oh, this is the new sport, Geoffrey. We're going to make the hoop human-sized.
It's gonna happen where it's like part of my hand goes through, it's gonna like get cut off.
What?
Things just got a whole lot more interesting.
That's so extreme. I'm so concerned.
So sorry. Is that too much? I can tone it down.
No,
What level of Geoffrey are we on right now?
I just had pizza, y'all.
And I gave.
We're at level 5.
You have Mountain Dew. You did not get Mountain Dew.
No, I had water.
Oh, hydrated Geoffrey.
We're
Hydro
screwed.
homies.
Oh my gosh, where you at?
All right. Well, welcome everybody. This is the Extra Life
wait.
Pour Some Lore
We are recording. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
we are recording.
Oh no, how long has it been? Oh,
It's
dear.
been a little bit, but
It
this
has
is a
been-
special Pour Some Lore, mostly because it's dead. But it's back right now, at least temporarily, for this one recording. We earned money for Extra Life, so that's the Extra Life charity stream. Charity recording. I'm Jake.
I am Geoffrey.
My name is Ben Middlehorf.
I thought you were going to go for bend over.
That's too easy.
That's
Too easy.
We're just here for a little extra. The first time technically with video recording, other than the one time we had a live stream of me eating spicy noodles.
That was pretty good.
I've rudely invaded.
Yeah, well, we wanted here because I thought a 3-person system would be perfect for a extra special.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to go
Oh,
great.
wait. Did my Wicked
find
Witch laugh make it on there? Oh no.
I don't think so.
Oh, thank God. We're
What
not
What do you mean? We
repeating
need that.
I was testing the audio, and of course, right during that time, did not get the Wicked Witch.
It's okay. It's okay. You got to save it for your Broadway debut.
My Broadway. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Jeffrey's gonna be on Wicked, just so you know.
Oh, is it? But I'll be 100% ready to see it. There's nothing super specific topic. It is not like the Pour Some Lore that had been where we talked about actual lore or anything in this recording. It's more of just have fun, talk about whatever we have on our mind.
Because, you know, the other episodes, they weren't fun.
Not fun.
They had fun, but there was
There's no fun.
No fun.
Only lore.
only lore. A strict lore. If we got off task, people yelled.
Yeah. I mean, I slapped people.
Yeah.
Those
hurt.
comment sections were so brutal.
They really were.
You know, this is the first one you don't have to edit.
It's true.
I
Oh,
will be
gosh.
editing this for once.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
So what all goes
rough.
into editing one of those when you went through that? What was your process?
Well, when I first started out, I would listen to the entire episode first just to hear like any sort of what's the word I'm looking for?
Inconsistencies.
Something like that. And then I would go back and edit out like all the little pauses.
Yeah, because we had some downtime from here to there, like here and there. Yeah.
There were a couple times where it was just like silence. We were gathering our thoughts or something.
Or somebody would knock on your door in your laundry room.
Yeah, because that's where I recorded, in my laundry room in my apartment. It was great.
Only the cleanest sound in there with the washer running, you know,
Yeah,
it's
really.
rattling around, you know. It's
We had
the best background effects.
We had just like a stack of totes in there, and I would just set the computer on there and like have my microphone set up like on the laptop. It was a really bad sound.
Hey, it worked. It worked.
You know what? It did kind of.
It kind of kept stuff from bouncing, the audio bouncing all over the place.
Oh, if I moved anything just a little bit, it was like.
Oh yeah, I have the gain pretty high today, just so that we can all easily be listened to. So the audio is probably like meh, because I don't have 3 different powerful mics. Oh, that's gonna be loud.
So we don't have to be right up on the mic like this. I mean, we don't have to be. Sometimes we need to be for effect.
All right, well now I'm not gonna just cut that.
Oh, how dare you?
There's no cutting, obviously.
Let's call
No
all
cutting?
quality
cutting.
content.
I mean, there's video, so it's just got to be one long video.
Yeah, because what if like your face is just like one expression, then it just switches, just like uncontrolled. Sorry. You can cut that.
You can cut that.
Just put like an audio tamper over that
Thank you
one.
for your permission to cut that.
No, you've got to cut it right as her hand's about to connect, and then just go to the next part.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I will refrain from uncontrollable clapping.
Yeah, don't do this anymore.
I really appreciate this. I'm going to listen to this later, and I will come for you. I know where you live.
Please.
You don't know where I live.
So I had one, I brought a couple topics just in case we needed something to talk about. And since this is Extra Life and it was a video game stream, what is some of your first video game moments, like or memories and stuff?
I've never played a video game.
Not a single time.
Never? Master Chief?
It says gamer dad.
What about that good old Yoshi?
No,
that has been
I
mentioned.
don't even know what that
Never,
is.
never.
Well, you recently started Yakuza, but that's not necessarily the
did.
memory.
No. The video game memory. I remember sitting in the apartment that my family lived in my room. We had a little TV. I'm talking like little box TV.
Like one of those big, thick ones.
I can't even say big because it was like one of the
you're right.
portable ones.
Oh, like
okay.
the little white ones that could like just be quickly picked up, and they were just.
Not that small. I don't know. It was a little box TV, and I had it in my room, and I had the N64 hooked up to it.
Wow.
And it was me, my brother, and my 2 cousins. We were all sitting in there, and we were playing Turok.
Dinosaur hunting?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Dinosaurs?
And we got in trouble because we were not supposed to be playing Turok.
Well, it's M? Is it T or M?
I think it's
For the N64, it might be
Oh, those pixelated graphics of
Well,
like
yeah,
blood
because
and
it had
stuff,
blood.
Like, oh my goodness.
But we were very much in households where it's like, we play Mario, we play cartoon animals.
it took a while for my parents to warm up to like playing, I don't know, more like violent games, because like X-Wing, like the original X-Wing, like was a little too much for like my folks at the start. Like, yeah, those were games that were like my brother was allowed to play, and like me being younger, like they did. Yeah, it's just like, oh no, if this makes them a violent person.
So it's like teen, it looks like.
Well, this is the 2008 game. You want Turok 64 or something.
N65.
Oh my gosh.
65,
box.
so good.
I'll just search up the box, because then
you
like
go.
it should. It was. Oh, Turok 3 was M.
I mean, it might have been Turok 3. I don't know. I just know it was for the N64. It was Turok.
Because I know.
Look at that. Might have been the first.
I'll actually. So what's convenient about now having a video version, although this will also be audio. So if you want to listen audio, you can. But video-wise, I'm gonna show the cover on right now.
Here it is.
Wow, look at that game.
Right there on your face.
Right there.
Look at those
On my
graphics.
face.
I will absolutely put it on your face so no one can see.
Even though it's not the actual graphics.
It's the whole graphics.
The box art, at least in this one, does not have the actual rating, so I have no clue.
Weird. Oh, actually, it does.
Oh,
it's right there, the 15.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. Because like the old rating system didn't have the E, T, M, and A. I think is what we're at now, right?
Yeah, but wasn't it? Isn't it like that in Europe?
That's PEGI, but I don't even think PEGI even was around back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was the Wild Wild West. Video.
Well, it really was. I mean, like, I think what really changed it, and I could be wrong on my own lore history, but
what else is new?
it was Mortal Kombat and stuff like that game. I ended up, and I think GTA also contributed to it. But that's what really like started like the need for a proper system to figure out like, is this appropriate for your kid to watch or play? Or
for sure. Makes sense. All right, Jake, your video game memory.
The video game memory, I think I've shared before with the hospital one, but like the truest first one that I have is the old Sega Genesis, which weirdly enough, my family stored in a R2 like cooler. Like it was a R2 that was big enough, like R2-D2 from Star Wars.
Oh.
Yeah. But you could put it like it was just a cooler and like it had a handle on it. I don't know if it's still around or if I can find an image. If there's, it will be right here. But yeah, that we stored it in there when we weren't using it. But like that's why one of my first games that I played was like the old Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, and then also Sonic. Like the first Sonic that was on there. I never beat that game.
Oh, the first Sonic?
Yeah.
I've never beaten it.
It's so hard.
It's very hard.
I mean, like all those games, I don't think I beat a single game on there, which really, during that time, I really didn't consider myself much of a gamer at that point. Mostly because all those games were really, really hard.
That's a thing. Like those oldies, I don't know. I figure they cranked up the difficulty a certain degree just because people didn't buy as many games, so they wanted the game to last longer.
Yeah,
so they
that's
just made them a
exactly.
lot more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might also be that they didn't really have a gauge for how hard games should be. Games were still just, coming out.
Right, exactly. I think some of it has to do with the arcade effect that existed for a long time, where because some of these games were arcade games and they really wanted you to spend money, your quarters, just keep putting in there because each death you could like do a reset. Some of the stuff that just went directly to console probably still had that kind of concept. I mean, like, why change if the arcades are popular? Then so should your home video games be kind of samey.
Yeah.
Not GoldenEye, they're Golden Axe. I don't know if anybody ever played Golden
That
Axe.
sounds familiar. It's
Right.
another Sega game.
It is another.
Yes, it's Genesis.
Don't know if I know this one.
Something that my brother and I played. It's actually a really fun game. It's kind of like a beat 'em up game, but has the like medieval like D&D fantasy kind of like feel to it. And then occasionally you could go just beat up people that were on dragons and then steal their dragons and then ride them and then set people on fire.
Oh my
It's great.
Dang.
It was honestly a really fun game. Sometime I think we should try to play it because I think I have the Steam version of it.
Is it more level based or is it sandbox?
It is still like in that
Sandbox even
arcade
existed
feel.
back
Like,
then?
did you ever play the old X-Men arcades?
Yeah, or like the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, or something like that. So it
Simpsons.
definitely had you progressing through the screen, and you had a certain amount of lives and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember if there was a continue option or not. So like you could only play so much before, so you had to be really good, and you're just hoping.
Yeah.
It also was during a time where you could stun lock an enemy, or you could get stun locked by the enemy. So it was kind of a brutal game. But there was magic. Each one of them had like their own individual powers. You could collect the like magic, and eventually you could either spend it on like smaller magic ability, or if you get to like the big one, it caused like a huge earthquake and stuff. It was really cool.
You know, some like a tangent here. I don't know, just made me think. I don't know, just improving stuff as you play and all that. That there are actually some Japanese arcade games, even now, that will like let you have a card for your progress.
Yeah,
like a
that's
physical
awesome.
card or like an account, so that every time you go back to the machine, you can just like slot it back in
Start
and like
where
sort
you
of
left
pick up
off.
where you were. Because there's some people who are like religiously going to the arcades.
Oh, for
So
sure.
there's stuff to just like keep your progress there.
That's awesome.
I think that's super cool. I wish there was something like in the States that has it.
Let's do it.
Did arcades just kind of drop off in the States?
I mean,
Like-
they're even right now and struggling in Japan, because Sega just sold off their old Sega building in Tokyo it's
wow.
now. I think it starts with a C or Q, Chi-Chi or something. I don't know. I'd have to make sure. Wow, you guys know. Congratulations.
The new Chisumanasi.
Wow. What that? There's no way you're gonna be accurate.
Chibusanasi.
Yeah, sure. Congratulations. Just because you started playing Yakuza, you're like, I know everything.
I know all Japanese now.
You're just like, I know downtown Tokyo by heart.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Have you lived there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In your 8 years?
Yeah.
I don't know why we're making references to our own personal conversations. It's not going to be useful for
8
stream.
years? 8 years?
It's something stupid.
It's so dumb. It literally is
not.
like, it would take too long to explain. Would it even be funny?
No.
It's
I'm left alone in the dark.
you should have
Okay.
been.
Here it is. I had a few days to myself, and I made a stupid joke about how I went to the Himalayas and learned to pick up trash for 8 years, and I did it in the span of a couple days by learning to modulate time. That's the joke. It's so
Where
stupid.
did you put the trash in the Himalayas?
The trash can, obviously.
But who's picking up the trash cans in the Himalayas?
The monks.
Monks run trash services?
I told you.
No, we
It's
need,
dumb.
to actually think about this now. If you were to say people live in the Himalayas, of course, you know, people live in the Himalayas. How do they get their trash? You know, how do they dispose of their trash? There,
Probably
you
burn
know?
it.
I was going to reference it, but apparently it's a huge issue on Everest because it's actually
Oh,
more
yeah.
issues to take down the trash that like people for climbing to actually bring it down. They just leave it up there. Mm-hmm. It's a huge issue for like the environment up there, but
Yeah.
the people just are obviously absolute trash.
People are trash.
Yeah.
No, not you guys. You guys are
Oh,
awesome.
thanks, Geoffrey. You're not trash too.
Yay!
Here, I thought I identified as trash, but whatever.
You wanted to be trash.
Trash.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apologies to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Geoffrey, what's your first kind of moment?
First game moments. I could actually think. So I played a lot. I didn't have any consoles way back then. We had Windows 3.1 computers. And so I think it was called Math Blasters.
Yes,
Where-
Math Blasters.
Yeah, so it was like in space, and you
Uh-huh.
it was like level based, and you'd be going to like defeat these like I don't know these like aliens, but your power was you can do math, and so you solve math problems, like continue through it, but you had like a cool little blaster ability, and you
Yeah.
had some other stuff too. You know it?
I know. I played it.
There
My
was-
family had it.
There was a similar set of games called Word Rescue.
Oh, I did not play Word Rescue.
So, which is a similar thing. It was not space at all, but there were like monsters and stuff, and you'd be like solving like spelling words and like like using your word knowledge to progress through, and there'd be like jumping, climbing puzzles. It'd be super cool.
Did you ever? It kind of remind me of Freddy Fish. Does anybody?
Yes, Freddy
you remember
Fish.
Freddy Fish?
I
What about
played
Pajama
one
Sam?
of those. One of
I
those.
don't really truly remember them other than just the fish, and it was a point and click adventure type of thing. But
Okay, Legends of Kyrandia.
Nope.
No.
The one
No.
I remember.
Okay.
is-
I want to know what Legends is before we
please
move
go
past.
ahead.
But give me a
Sorry.
quick description, and then yes, we absolutely.
So there's a fantasy kingdom that's being terrorized by this Malcolm Jester character, And so it's a set of 3 different games. 2 of them you play as different heroes, like trying to solve what's going on in the kingdom at the time. And then the 3rd game is Malcolm's Revenge, where, you know, he's been defeated in the other 2 games, but you get to play as him himself.
There's 3 games in that game. I have no clue about.
And in that 3rd game, you are the enemy, and you're trying to like be sneaky and sly and like get back to like dominance.
That has a whole other topic that I want to like bring back up, but I want to go back to yours.
Oh, I was gonna say that made me think of Clue Finders. You played Clue Finders? No. Oh, it was another like learning game.
Okay.
Where you have to go around. The one my family had was like, so the games, it was always some sort of different like mystery or whatever. Mm-hmm. Kind of Indiana Jones, like I guess. And they were separated by grade level. So there was like kindergartner, 1st grade, 2nd grade. We had the 3rd grade one. And you have to go around and you solve puzzles, you do math, that sort of thing.
Cool.
But I don't know, we loved it.
I mean, that's what's cool about a bunch of like old games. They could be whatever they wanted to be. There wasn't any like AAA developers. Mm-hmm. So like AAA. They're barely even AAA these days. Yeah, really. But that's a whole different issue.
Infinite is infinite opportunities to fix itself.
I hope so. Halo Infinite. Oh my lord. But what your one topic you brought up about being able to play as the villains reminds me of some of the older games. Like the first one that came to me is having the old Star Wars Battlefront games. There was the evil campaign you could do. Mm-hmm. And then also, if you ever played Lord of the Rings Conquest.
I did. I couldn't play the campaign to that. I felt too bad. I didn't want to go murdering hobbits.
You didn't want to go to the Shire and burn down their home?
No, I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm never playing this campaigan. Never.
It was kind of brutal. It was fun to like see what was if they failed, then obviously.
But I don't want to be carrying out the madness and pain and no.
It was very interesting. I don't think I played that campaign too much.
I mean,
I'm gonna just plausible deniability.
Jake's like, back out of here.
I purposely, like, just every Saturday morning went to the Shire, slaughtered them.
Let out my rage. I could not get into Conquest.
You weren't into it?
Well, when I first heard that they were coming out with a Lord of the Rings Battlefront kind of game, I was so excited.
Right.
But then I tried and I'm like, I can't do it.
It's a little weird because, like, obviously there's not blasters and stuff like there is in, like, Star Wars and stuff.
What?
Imagine.
Hey, you get archers.
Yeah, but the archers, I definitely feel, I mean, like, even, like, the heroes, I mean, all of them were kind of interesting. The mage, I remember using the mage class quite a lot. Because I think, if I remember right, there was an ability that would let you ground slam and then, like, launch people into the air, and then you just electrocute people. It's been a long time, and I definitely didn't do that to hobbits.
Make them nice and crispy.
That's where we need to get some food for the orcs. What it was ever Sauron's goal. Sure, you killed everybody. Congratulations. Now what? Like, that's what it essentially felt
Rule
like.
the world.
Final Fantasy?
I don't know, success. That's what happens.
They get the reward screen. Everyone's dead. Yay!
What else do you think the orcs are gonna celebrate about it? I don't know. I don't know, they won. Sure, yay.
And then Sauron comes out with a tuba and plays the song.
Plays the Barrel Polka. That's what he's been doing this whole time. He's practicing his mad polka skills.
Sauron is secretly Weird Al.
Roll out the carnage of fun.
We got that on recording, thank you.
Jeez.
I don't know. I mean...
Oh, man.
Another topic I have is your favorite video game series recently. I know others-wise, you would be Banjo or Halo. You may we obviously haven't talked to you too much about it because we've just discussed this previously on Pour Some Lore. I just recently started playing the Yakuza series. It's been my like guilty pleasure. It's been really fun. That's like an action adventure game with following like two-ish characters, but most focused on Cosmic Hero. And really, really fun to just experience some wacky Japanese culture in a nice condensed package.
It's pretty fun. I started Yakuza 0 recently, and I'm having a good time with it. It's really cheesy and can be over the top. Oh yeah. But you just kind of got to roll with it.
The game's about singing karaoke, right?
There is a karaoke.
That caught me totally off guard when that happened. I was like, what is going on?
My favorite is when you invite people you don't expect, because you can, when you have companions around, you can bring them in there.
You have companions?
Yeah. I think that might be more of a different... I don't know if it happens in Yakuza 0, but dude, when people are just following you around, try to bring them over to the karaoke. Some of them won't want to go to karaoke, but some of them will let you, and then you can karaoke together.
Oh my god.
It's a good time.
I love it.
How many hours of gameplay is it like just in like Yakuza 0?
Huge. It's honestly, I think I spent like 20 to 30 hours or somewhere in there, and I didn't even get close to finishing all the stuff that's in there.
Man, I'm trying to think like... So when you save, does it give you the total amount of time you've already spent?
Yeah, it might, yeah.
I think the last one I saw was 19 hours.
Woo!
And I'm like barely in the game.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so much to do because like you can spend a lot of time just walking around essentially Tokyo, and like it's Kamurocho, but you can and then also Majima has
Osaka.
No,
isn't it?
I don't think it's Osaka. But anyway, there's two different areas, and they all have like different things you can do. You can go to like batting cages, you can go do karaoke, you can go to the arcades, bowling, and then a bunch of the side stories are so phenomenal.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't know how much I could say without spoiling.
Do you have to help an old lady with her to find her pan?
there is two side quests that I want to mention. I do not believe you've gone there, and I believe it might be even a different Yakuza game anyway.
One of the first quests available in Witcher 3 is helping someone find their pan. There's just a little, like, it's a demonstration of a very, very simple quest where it's just like, yeah, get a pan out of somebody's locked house, but there's a bunch of, like, the ongoing war subtext, like, where the pan was actually stolen because it had charcoal on it because this person needed to send out a letter, like, notifying about something about the war going on, and there's just all this little subtext, which just shows just a tiny little quest that can have so much, like, little backstory to tell you about what's going on in the world.
All over a pan.
Cool. But it's funny because then you can still just say it simply and just say, yeah, one of the first quests you do is helping a lady find her pan.
I need to play Witcher 3, I guess.
I still need to play Witcher 3.
I tried to play it in college, and I got past like the initial like linear story, and then the world opened up, and I was like, don't have time for this.
That's where I'll say, if it's too intimidating, just ignore the empty map and just go straight to the quest markers and just do the main quest, because all the cool stuff will find you along the way. You can hunt and find a lot of cool shit, but you can also just do the main story and you'll get so much little stuff along the way as you go too.
Wow.
Good to know. I will definitely, I want to give it another shot because I played Witcher 2 into completion. Been forever since I played Witcher 2, but I enjoyed what was in there for Witcher 3, but I was just, at that point, I was just way too overwhelmed.
College, what? Having you overwhelmed?
It's hard to, I mean, like, with all the stuff that was just going on, it's hard to invest. I mean, like, as an adult, any adults listening probably feel it, like, the most, is that it's just, like, you want to game, but after work you're exhausted and you don't want to, or you just don't have the time to even think about gaming. War flashbacks over there. Going back to Yakuza, I wanted to mention the 2 sub-stories that I was talking about. I don't believe they're in Yakuza 0, so eventually you're going to find them. The one I'll start with is that a look-alike Spielberg, Steven Spielberg, comes and wants to do a music video with you with the one and only Michael Jackson look-alike.
Wait. All right, you can't tell me anything. I have no idea. Do you get to do Thriller or something?
You're recording essentially Thriller, yeah. Or essentially, I believe that's what it is.
Oh my gosh.
There's a bunch of zombies that show up, and you're supposed to protect Michael Jackson by punching the shit out of zombies.
Sounds incredible.
It's a great sub-story. The other one, I can't remember who... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a sub-story. You find... some random Yakuza lower tier members who you beat up, and then they're like, all right, we need to bring you to the boss. We need you to talk to him or something. We need and you go into this private suite, and the boss guy is like, hey, don't worry about it. I understand why you beat them up. They're thugs and stuff. And then the next thing that happens is he wants to treat you right. He wants to make you happy, so he calls in a woman in there, or you're like, oh, that's the kind of thing you want to treat me to, right? And then it flashes back to the boss man, and he's just in a diaper now.
Wait, what?
What? And then the wall falls down, and there's a bunch of grown men in diapers. Which a bunch of ladies that are acting as moms.
What the hell? What the hell?
What?
Yeah, it's a sub-story.
All right, well,
that's just touching
their own.
That's just touching the surface of the sub-stories you can run into. Check out the game.
Wow.
It's such a good... And they're on Game Pass right now, too.
Oh my gosh.
I'm stunned.
It's a magical game.
It's yeah, it's ridiculous. That's what it is.
No, I genuinely love it. Do you have any other gaming memories you want to share? Nothing like.
Well, I did think of another like early gaming memory.
Sure.
This is back when I lived in Las Vegas.
Oh.
So this is actually even earlier than the Turok memory. But I had my friend Emmanuel over, and we were playing Donkey Kong 64. But we stayed up. We were like 7, maybe, or 8, maybe even 6, somewhere in there. And we just played that game till like 2 or 3 in the morning out in the living room. And at some point in there, my mom came out and was like, "What are you still doing up? Go to bed!"
Why is so many of your memories surrounded about you just being like yelled at about big video games?
Listen, it's just what sticks.
The tragedies.
But yeah, I mean, I remember we had a great time with it.
I think everyone's kind of gone through that experience though, where you stay up way too late.
Oh yeah.
And then they like, or you're making too much noise at some point late in the night, and then because you're just playing video games. So usually happens for me. It was like sleepovers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because you're just having too much fun, and they're like, "Oh, you're still awake," and then you get yelled at.
Co-op games with siblings. Have you heard of Heroes of Might and Magic 3?
I've heard of it.
I think I've heard of it.
I don't know that I've ever seen gameplay or anything.
So it's like it's not real-time strategy, it's turn-based, but you control a faction, either like the monsters or, you know, some type of like angel faction, but in each one of those factions, you can control castles that are on the map.
Yeah. And
those different castles will have different types of monsters you can like train and control. And each of these towns...
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
Each of these towns can be improved and add things onto them. And the core heroes part of it is you can hire heroes who will command these monsters in a battle. And the main goal is you'll be attacking the other factions, trying to take over their castles and their land. And the map is, as you play your turns, the map uncovers as you explore. And there are resources you can find on the map to help build up your castles. And
Dang.
it's super cool. There's single player story you can play, or just against the CPU, or it had offline co-op where you could do turns. So me and my siblings did turn-based Heroes
So it was
Might Magic
passing
3.
the controller essentially. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These were all PC games. So
yeah.
I didn't have any consoles back then. So
Yeah.
these are all probably PC game references. But
Fine.
Any PC gamers out there, which was not me, but you guys.
I mean, I had my fair share of PC games like Math Blasters, Clue Finders. We really liked Battle for Middle Earth when that came out.
Mm-hmm. The RTS one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tried the one that came out before that, which was called War of the Ring,
Oh, okay.
and it was based more on the books, so none of the characters were designed to look like anyone from the movies.
Oh, right. Okay.
And the game was also horrible. Because we had gotten it for my brother for his birthday, and I just went and installed it on the computer so that he could just play it right away.
Right.
And of course, I was a child, so I was like, I need to try it. And I tried playing. I was like, wow, this game sucks.
Well, that's what's really hard about RTSs, which makes me surprised you enjoyed them when young. Because I feel like RTS games are kind of slow, especially for... I mean, it takes a lot of mechanical knowledge of where you're like, all right, you need to make this troop or character and then build up an army and then hope you don't get slaughtered. And it's kind of you have to know the game a lot more. I don't feel like RTS games are not as much for kids.
See, I don't know. I guess we grew up playing Age of Empires and Age of Empires 2. We loved those games.
I knew how to get the car.
Yes, getting the car is the best.
In Age of Empires?
Yeah, it's a cheat code. That's probably why we liked it. So we put in the cheats and then just go slaughter.
Because the car would drive over the poor people.
Well, no, it's a car that drives around and shoots people.
It shoots javelins.
Yeah.
What?
It's pretty legit.
Oh, shoot. What's the code? I feel like I could remember it. I remember the map reveal code was Marco would reveal the map and then Polo would remove the fog of war.
Oh.
And, oh, man.
That cheat codes were amazing.
Ridiculous.
That's such a thing that's missing from modern day gaming.
Oh, yeah, there's no cheats. There's just DLC.
Yeah, you don't. It's so sad because there's so many old games that are out there that benefited from just putting on a toggle from activating a cheat. A lot of those are the old Lego Star Wars games or something like that you could do.
Even the Star Wars Battlefront had cheat codes.
Yeah.
You needed to know the exact button combinations to get them to work.
Or you could also do it with account names. So Jub Jub, do you ever know Jub Jub?
What?
Jub Jub made every single player model short.
Really?
Yeah, they made every single one of them super small, and
That's incredible.
you're essentially Ewok model, but a condensed stormtrooper would be into it. It's such a dumb fun mode to do.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then if you did that in the first Star Wars Battlefront, the heroes would also be like that. So you see a little tiny Mace Windu with a normal sized lightsaber coming at you. It was so good.
That's incredible. Did either of you ever have Game Shark?
Yeah, only for Game Boy. I
Yeah.
think.
Was that the thing that you plugged into the back of the Game Boy that acted as a game? Then you plugged the game cartridges into that,
Yeah.
and it would offer kind of save the state of your game save, or
It had cheat codes for I think at some point it got up to 1,000 games.
Yeah,
my
you could find
gosh.
some for Pokemon and
to give you extra Master Balls and stuff like that.
you could spawn in essentially anything you want. I
Yeah.
think you could make your next encounter be I think shiny at some point. You could do that, but I can't remember if
super
shinies were
cool.
around the Game Shark. but you could like force like a legendary to spawn or something like that.
It's all manipulating the save data, I guess.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it was basically like if you had it on a computer, just opening the console.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and then those were. I don't think Game Shark's even a company anymore. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think they're around anymore.
Because I haven't heard about them in forever. I mean, like I said, cheats aren't what they
There's
are.
no cheat codes anymore.
Those were some of like my favorite memories. I never personally owned GTA, but there was I think GTA San Andreas. My friend had like a printed out web sheet piece of paper of just like the codes, and you could tell they were used a bunch because they was like torn up and like rumbled and just tossed in a corner a handful of times. But we would spawn in like a plane, and we'd try to fly across the border to, I believe it was like Mexico or whatever the equivalent. And that would just trigger like 5 stars, and like jets would come at you. So we made it like a personal challenge to try to go as far as we could and to maybe even land into Mexico. But no, they would shoot you down so aggressively.
Immediately. Dang. That's funny.
Did the original Halo have any cheats?
I don't think so, because I was thinking about that too.
I mean, I know some little things where like weird little bugs where it's like get back in the Pelican after you get dropped off and stuff like that, but
yeah, I don't believe there was any actual like cheat codes. But that did remind me of another topic on there, is that some old games like Halo CE had game demos on it.
Oh yeah,
because that's not a thing anymore either. But with Halo CE, they had Fusion Frenzy and a bunch of other stuff. But I would always play Fusion Frenzy. That was just such a weird, fun party game. We didn't even touch most of the game forever. Only recently had done it for like an extra life stream to actually play the full game because it's also on Game Pass. It's so like I wonder why games don't do that. It probably is due to the fact that discs don't really hold that much anymore anyway.
No, and I mean, yeah, just like demos in general.
You don't really get them anymore.
And I know Nintendo's done it a handful of times where you get like a trial, but like trials are definitely different than like a demo, because like usually the trials are like, so here is the full game, but you get to play like the first mission or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what the demos were too, but I feel like the trials are like, okay, you technically download the full game, but then we put a lock point right here, and you can't get through that lock point unless you buy it, and then you can go through.
I mean, with the state of the gaming industry now, with like Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation, is it PlayStation Now or is it something PlayStation Plus Ultra, something like that?
And yeah, well, because they just recently did like new tiers and stuff. So yeah, you know something.
Yeah, and the Nintendo membership.
Yep.
And like it's just so easy to just pay. Like with Game Pass especially, you can pay $1 and get 3 months.
Right,
sometimes,
exactly.
and then you can try all those different games.
Right, so many games. I don't even know the last physical game I bought for the Xbox. Because the Nintendo, I still do it because those cartridges are super small. But
yeah,
and I don't really like having stuff on my Switch. I like to have the physical, but
the Switch doesn't hold very much memory.
Right. You want to get just like an Uber SD card?
No, I'm good. But that's
Uber Eats a little card.
I mean, you can get some like extremely large SD cards now.
Oh yeah,
you can get like up to a terabyte on an SD card.
Are you serious?
I think
yeah,
you
I think
can.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Have you licked a Switch cartridge yet? I have too.
Yeah.
I have heard I shouldn't do it.
Part of me really wants you to do it.
I think you need to.
No.
I think it's a rite of passage.
No.
Well, so the story behind it, I'll just say it just so everybody knows, is that they rightfully thought that it would be a problem that some kids or adults would want to eat like a cartridge, because they are really small.
Adults have
Switch
eaten
cartridge.
iPods, so.
Let's not get back to that.
Yeah.
Anyways, cartridge.
They're obviously super small, so like they put a bitterant on it. Like if you lick it, you're like, ah!
Wait, would I like it if it was like bitter, just like straight bitter?
Do you want to try one right now? I have some over there. Just lick it. I mean, like,
Okay.
Just put it in your mouth and swish it around.
I mean, I won't do that.
Just give it a nice lick.
No,
I am actually doing this.
yeah.
Okay.
I did it with the first one that I got, which I think was Breath of the Wild.
Show off the game. Show it off before you lick it, you know?
Could be licking Mario.
Nice.
You know what I miss? I opened that up and it totally reminded me. Game manuals.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Nothing in
There's
there.
nothing in here. It's, like, they have, like... Wait, they don't even have the little pieces to put... No, yes, they do. They've got something where, like, a game manual could
Yeah,
go, but
and
they
even
don't
like
do-
a small, like little tiny one.
never
I
do.
would miss game manuals.
Wait, so even the label has it on it?
I think this is the entire...
So take it out
like,
and then you
coating.
just lick it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, God.
Probably shouldn't lick the, like, metal.
Yeah, definitely
Parts.
like the front, like the papery part.
Yeah.
You don't. I don't think you smell anything because I don't genuinely think.
I can't
Well,
look at it directly on camera, so I'm gonna
Yes, you can. What do you mean you can't lick it?
That's weird. That's weird.
Geoffrey, just lick it on camera.
Just lick it.
I will cut away.
Shut up.
No one's gonna believe that you actually licked it. They have to see it.
Cute PJ. Oh, yeah, I'm out of spite. I'm doing this now.
What?
I can confirm that she did lick it.
Can you not tell from the face?
Wow.
Thank you, Mario Golf.
Please describe to us what you just tasted without throwing up.
Tasted almost chemical.
Yeah, I mean it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a. It's not harmful. It's just meant so you spit it out.
Yeah.
Ew, it's still my tongue. Gross. Oh.
Do we need to do a quick break so you can get like?
No,
my
I got it. I'll power through. I got this.
Hang strong.
You're the most hyper focused you've ever been. So we have more cartridges if you really.
No, I'm good. PJ, your turn.
All right. Grab me one.
How did this happen?
Everyone licks a Nintendo Switch cartridge today. We're a few years late, but it's fine.
Jake, you're not gonna have any unlicked Nintendo Switch cartridges.
I don't know how I feel about this sentence. This one, you get to lick Catherine.
Wow. You had to go there, didn't you?
I'm so happy.
Yes.
Lick Catherine's full body. That's what that was.
Yep, Catherine full body. That's what it says.
What kind of game is it, honestly? I actually don't know what game that is.
I feel like I've seen snippets
Oh,
of
it's
this
actually
game.
super good. It's a lot of fun.
Oh. All right.
You probably can't show the inside of it, but it's
No,
actually.
I'm not going to show
No,
this.
I was just noticing that somebody's licking on the cover.
So what the game is about?
wasn't just
It's a
laughing
puzzle
for-
game.
Sheep falling.
Show the cover again. So Catherine Full Body
Gonna seem like a man.
is a puzzle game where there's a mystery going about where people are dying in their dreams.
Sheep.
So it surrounds these 3 different Catherines, all spelled differently, by the way.
Oh,
of
I
course.
missaw the cover. There's no licking on here. I almost
no,
thought there
there's not.
was. I'm too high on pizza. I don't know what I was seeing.
That was some good cheese.
Was there something on that other Switch cartridge that I
Oh yeah,
was like?
I pulled some
just, like,
LSD on it.
infused with
Nice.
drugs.
All right, you want to lick Catherine?
Man, you just had to, didn't you? You saw an opportunity. You're like, oh man.
I had the opportunity to pick that one up too,
Take it.
and I was like, all right.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have any smell. All right. That is very bitter.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it's something. It is.
Sorry, Catherine, you're bitter.
Wow. All right.
can't believe this is what it was going to be about.
Which one do you have?
I have Super Mario Party.
Nice, you like to party.
I do like to party. I have the cartridge or the case right here. Like I said, I genuinely own the physical stuff. For this moment, actually, I was like, I knew I could make both of you like it. All right, here we go. It's been a while. I haven't partied like this in forever.
You two are broken.
We're broken. Why are we
like
broken?
Zero reaction to it.
I mean, I've not really tasted it, but it's like
It's on like the tip of my tongue. I don't know if yours like.
I got like kind of around.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, you just went.
Yeah, I just kind of pressed it against my tongue.
It's
It's not great, but it's not like awful.
It's definitely like the. You apparently had the most reaction, but
Yes, you're telling me I'm weak.
Maybe we've already gone through the experience once.
Yeah, it's true. We've already tasted it.
Yeah.
We've tasted the fruit.
What kind of sad fruit is that on the cartridge?
It's depressos.
Depressos, espresso depressos.
Espresso depressos.
Well, now that we got past that, where were we even in our conversation?
At some point, we were talking about our favorite series recently.
Oh yeah,
and we just went way.
Oh yeah, the tangent.
off.
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
We got in a boat and went off a waterfall. Ended up in the ocean. We got dragged down to the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
Put in a rocket, sent off into space. Met some aliens. Went to
Whoa.
sleep on the moon.
This all happened in Yakuza.
Wait, really?
No.
This is
Jeffrey, do you have a
second
game you've been
time.
playing a lot recently?
This is, I went back to Genshin.
You did go back to Genshin?
I'm back in Genshin.
Do you want to try to get the official skin?
That might have been part of it.
Yeah.
And
that's
also,
mostly
Big
what I
Daddy D. Luke had a beautiful new skin.
Oh
too.
yeah. Did you go for it? Did you shrimped for it?
I daddied.
There's a new
I'm lost.
5-star skin.
Big Daddy D. Luke? You don't know about D. Luke?
Nope.
He's pretty hot.
Well,
All right.
you only recently got a phone that you could even play at Genshin.
Yeah, and I haven't really played
You
it.
should
Because
do
you
it.
don't have time.
Genshin.
When?
But there's beautiful music, beautiful like lands to visit. Like the combat's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've been living under a rock, you wouldn't know what Genshin is, but yeah.
Hey,
Hey, how's the rock?
it's pretty good. It's granite.
For those who have been living under a rock, Genshin is like an open world, kind of like Breath of Wild with anime, essentially. And then there's a gacha system.
There are also lots of hot dudes and babes in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's a good mixture, honestly. Like you need like a sweet older gentleman, but also still a hot fox. That can produce erected pillars out of the ground.
Oh, yes.
Geodaddy.
You can climb his pillar, actually.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and if you get his upgrade, you can climb both of his pillars.
Dang. This podcast is not safe for children.
I have to go like Catherine on stream. They're on the recording.
My goodness. You're a child filter. No, I can't read the chat.
I'll zoom in only on PJ.
Everyone will find that disturbing.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing.
Have the longest silence, just only zoomed on you, much longer than it needs to be.
Perfect.
Poke.
It's
I'm
great
really
for all the
excited
audio
just to edit.
listeners.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make 2 different versions.
There you go.
Yeah. My
What do you got
Woobat? You
I don't
found
know.
my Woobat?
Just saw it over here.
That's been up here since you brought it up for the Extra Life Challenge of what's in the box. And you're like, there's no way Jake is going to get it. I'm like, Woobat. I think it was like almost instant.
And I was like, is that what it is? I don't know.
Because you're like, there's no way. And I'm like, I just felt it for what was like 5 seconds. I was like, yeah, that's Woobat. You're like, what the?
Got eyes in his fingers.
Wait, really?
I'm actually really good because like we did it a couple different times.
Mm-hmm.
Like you brought the Star Wars coaster. I think it's in the corner somewhere over there. But there's a Star Wars coaster, and you brought it up And I'm like, yeah, Star Wars coaster. You're like, do you know everything in your house by touch?
It was annoying. Like, how do you know all these different little things?
I spend my nights and evenings just rubbing down items. I'm like, all right, I found out what this is.
Can you imagine someone breaking into your house and you're just standing there like almost buck naked, just feeling everything?
I must feel your stuff.
In the dark. And they're standing there like, I shouldn't have come in here. This is the wrong house.
Grabs the vacuum and leaves. And I don't know why my sense of touch is very powerful. It, honestly, like, anything in here right now, you could probably grab and I would know what it is. With my eyes closed.
Wait, hold
Do we want to test that theory?
Alright, I think we need to test it.
Okay, I'll close my eyes right now.
All
They
right.
are genuinely closed.
Let's see here. What the heck is this?
I don't know. I'm not looking back there.
What? Oh, okay.
No, don't tell him where you're getting things, then he might have a
Well, I
better
can
idea.
hear PJ's behind me.
Shut up, Jake, you're cheating.
Stop listening. Your ears. Close them.
You must seal them with hot glue.
Why hot glue? Are you trying to napalm me?
I don't know.
You monster.
I don't know.
This is what he has to identify.
Is this the holder for a RAM card?
Be more specific.
Well, it's like I had. It's a paper carton that had RAM in it at some point, right? Was that it?
Get your fingers out of your hands.
Jake's cheating.
I didn't cheat at all.
How could you know that?
I told you anything in here is. I'm pretty sure I could do every single thing in this room.
Oh my gosh. Well, see, most of the stuff, like, I don't know.
You want to try to find something?
Well, like, Shrek, I feel like you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna touch the ears immediately now.
instantly. Or like, there is.
Probably would have had a harder
Shovel
time if we
Knight.
had picked box from up there.
Okay, how about this? We're gonna do on a quick break. Go find something literally anywhere downstairs,
Okay.
and I think I'll still win.
Oh my gosh.
How dare you? He won't. This is gonna be like.
I'm actually blindfolded this
So you
time.
can see through the Snorlax eyes or something.
You can test it if you want.
Okay, but you could just lie.
Well, anyway, what's the two items, you guys? Show off one of you to
You
the
go
camera.
first. What is it? Ooh.
Cool. Yeah. Whatever it is. Oh, am I ready?
What is it? 5, 4, 3, 2.
You're barely giving me any time.
There should be a time limit.
Oh.
I don't think like a defined time limit, just like when you've had enough time.
I feel like I know what this is, but this one may stump me a little bit because
Ooh.
You can thank Carolyn. She helped me with this spontaneous.
it's one of Emmy's toys. Then all right, that's fine. Yeah.
Shit.
I was like,
But which one?
Which one?
that's that might I might not get it. Emmy doesn't even play with this. Whatever.
Do you know what it is?
Do I know what it is?
Only one hand. You can't use two hands. I just made that rule up.
We're just gonna add rules as it goes.
Is it a skull?
Eat this
Do
guy.
we have to give it to him? Shit.
I think we
come
do.
on.
Yeah.
You won.
You can look.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My neighbor gave it to us. So
Gosh,
yeah.
dang it.
Ugh.
Screw you.
All right, back in.
I'm getting so angry. Good grief.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know why I'm so feisty today.
I don't know why you're
It's the
challenging.
pizza.
It's the pizza. I really put too much cheese on it, and
Yeah.
Geoffrey's just wild now.
I like
All right.
cheese.
What's your item?
This is what I grabbed.
The hell is that sound? What the? I don't know if I said
Hold out
that.
your hand.
This is the sprinkles thing. This is what used to be on top of frosting, and it's sprinkles.
What? You barely felt it! I put it in your hand, you just knew! I whacked my arm on the chair, now it hurts! This is ridiculous! You had a harder time with the dog toy!
Because I don't look at that one very often.
Damn it. I should have gone farther in this cupboard.
Ow!
It touched my hand and I knew.
It was like instantaneous. You didn't even hesitate. You're just like, boom, I've got it.
I don't know.
What deal did you make?
Why is it my superpower? Why am I cursed with these hands?
Did you get some kind of demon eye like in Mushoku Tensei?
Didn't you see it? It's right there.
Jeez.
Well, how am I supposed to know the one in Mushoku Tensei can look into the future? I don't know. Maybe you can see through things when your eyes are closed.
See through the universe. I even brought a blindfold to help make it even harder. Well, obviously, it was the same, but to make it more trustworthy.
We'll have to admit defeat here.
We could try maybe another time.
No.
Lost the battle, but not the war.
You coming back
a war
with
now?
more things for me to
I
feel
am
up?
going to find something that you will not be able to identify. There's got to be one item in this apartment that you cannot identify by touch. Well,
Do you have another idea?
You're not with me, but I can definitely give you something you won't be able to identify.
That kind of defeats the point. I know everything in this house.
that sounds oddly threatening.
I'll have a used needle. I'll just give it to you. Used needle that I found at a homeless camp.
Wow, you're taking me to be a villain.
That's what you are, Geoffrey.
Are you saying you're not?
Yeah, it's kind of true.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much for listening and or watching. I hope you enjoyed this extra life episode of Pour Some Law. Thank you very much to Geoffrey.
Hello.
Where can they find you if you want to be found?
On the webs.
Twitter?
That's a place.
Sometimes.
Do you want to say your handle?
No, it's all good.
Okay.
I don't even know if you can find me anymore. Because usually I'm working or watching a child. But when I do go on Twitter, I'm at PJ. I think it's still PJ Clendamung.
Clundamung, yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right. Yeah, Clundamung. On the screen, as well as you can find me on twitch.tv/Grimm_progress, and you can find all the stuff
There.
attached.
Well,
Yours is right there.
No, that's yours.
Oh, that one's mine up there.
Right
Okay.
there. Boom.
Boom. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and have a good one.
Or don't.
See ya.
We're not your parents.
parents.